Hey guys, hope you all are doing awesome. Welcome to my channel PEGA. The idea behind my channel is to educate and guide as many as people in PEGA. This is my first video, so let's see how I go. So, like all you guys know that PEGA is a BPM technology, and what I wanted to tell over here is how you can create an application in PEGA. So I want to make a lot of videos where you've got a lot of other concepts, but in this video, I'm specifically going to be focusing on how to create an application. So at the moment, I am using PEGA 8.6. So if you guys have got another version, you may find a little different option than what I am looking at. So let's jump into the video. So what I did is I have created an PPT for you guys. So I'll just walk you through and make you understand how you can create an application and what all you need to understand before you even get into creating an application. So to start with, while creating an application, three things you need to understand. The first thing is the enterprise class structure that PEGA provides, or PEGA educates you to build the application in a proper way. And the second thing is the PEGA platform application type. So what all platform application type we have got. And the third thing, obviously, itself is how to create an application. So now coming back to the enterprise class structure which PEGA has. So if you guys could see, there are five different layer over here on the screen. Now you got a PEGA platform, which is the base layer, and all your OOTB rules come with the PEGA software will be in the PEGA platform. Now it got four different layer. The first layer is the organization layer. It belongs to, obviously, as the name indicates, that it belongs to an organization. All the rules which will be reused across the organization is going to be on this layer. And the next layer is division layer. An organization can have multiple division depending on their business and their area. So all the rules they wanted to reuse in the division layer. For example, division can be a business, can be a region, can be a brand. So all the rules that is belongs to that brands or region or business, that will be in the division layer. Now coming back to unit layer, a division can be further subdivided to subdivision. So you might have one division and multiple subdivision. So you need to create a layer if your business supports that, and you can put all the rules inside that particular layer. Now, final step is the implementation layer, where your case type layer, where your actual case type will be sitting, and all the cases will be coming under this layer. Now, I hope you got a basic idea on the layer. Now, if I go to the next step, I just wanted to give you guys an example so that it will give you more insight about how what does it mean by organization, what does it mean by division, unit, all these things. Now consider over here. Now if you see this layer which I have talked, I've just told you guys before, we got organization, we got division, and we got unit, and we got implementation. Now consider you have XYZ organization. So XYZ organization, let's consider XYZ an organization which has got banking and insurance domain. Now being XYZ organization, you it will be in the organization layer. Now the division layer of XYZ will be the banking and the insurance layer. Now let's say the banking has got personal loan and home loan per se. Now those will be our implementation classes in the division layer. Now, this is one of the example where you just got the division, but you do not have the subdivision, or which I would rather call it the unit class. Now, let's say, for example, the other examples which I've shown over here, insurance, wherein you got two insurance, India or Australia. So what I mean is, like, your insurance can be in India or can be in Australia. So it's region. So the division insurance has been subdivided into multiple regions, which is India and Australia. Now the rules of the calculation of the insurance can be different from India to Australia. So all the rules that is related to India, let's say, you can keep in that particular unit classes. All the rules that is belongs to Australia for calculating the insurance, you can keep that into the particular classes. So that's how you're going to subdivide it. Now you will have personal, let's say India has got personal insurance and home insurance as part of XYZ organization, which you have implemented. And for Australia, they have implemented car insurance or home insurance. And based on that, you will define that implementation class. I hope this gives you an insight about how division organization, unit, and implementation class has been separated in PEGA and where to use in proper way. Now, coming back to the application type, as I'm using 8.6, so PEGA, when you create an application, which will be seeing in a while when I'm doing the practical. So when you create a PEGA application, you will have the three different type to choose from. One is your UI kit. UI kit has been there for in the older version as well. So in recent version, PEGA has upgraded to Cosmos. So in PEGA 8.6, as I'm using 8.6, it has got three different options to choose from. One is the PEGA UI kit, which is the legacy one, which we have. And the second one is Theme Cosmos, which is the recommended one in 8.6. So basically Cosmos themes is more about the UI and the look and feel. Now it will improve your data visibility, it will enhance your case processing, and customizable columns would be there, and there will be focus on relevant data also, and the ability to instantly modify the value and perform quickly action on table row. These are certain feature that PEGA provides as part of the theme Cosmos. Now about Cosmos React, that's the latest architecture. Now we have got PEGA 8.7 in the market. Cosmos React are the actual recommended feature that PEGA recommends at the moment. But as I'm using 8.6, so but Cosmos React is all about Cosmos React, and React JS based runtime architecture has been implemented in that. So when you actually select Cosmos React, most UI component you can build in App Studio by using OOTB. So you basically as you guys know that PEGA is really motivating us to use the App Studio more than the Dev Studio, so that it can build faster and it can call a low code environment. So that's the main focus why Cosmos React has been recommended in the upcoming releases. So these are the three types of PEGA application type, and you can choose that from. So now what I am going to do is I'm getting into directly practical. So what I'm going to do is I'll create a basically an application, and I will show in reality what all features that you can see as part of creating an application, and how you can create an application, all this matter. Now let me open my personal edition so that I can create an application. So here you can see my personal edition. So let me quickly log in my personal edition. Now, the first thing which you need to do when you log in the personal edition is you can see the application. So I've got an administrator login. So that's why you can see this PEGA platform, which I've just explained in the situational layer cake. Now, what we need to do is let's straight away jump and create a new application. Now, here we create a new application. We're going to build from scratch. And now, like I told, the application type, you got theme UI kit, which is the traditional one. And because it's 8.6, that's why theme Cosmos has been recommended, but you can however go for Cosmos React. But we'll just go ahead with this as this whole tutorial is meant for creating an application. So we'll just choose Cosmos theme, and then we'll proceed further. I will probably make another video and explain on how you can use a Cosmos UI. That will be in the later part of the journey. So now let's say we're gonna name this application is my first application. And then so the main key feature is the advanced configuration, where you can define your organization, division, everything. So now over here, so if you guys could see, I have created this as an implementation application. So you can also create a framework application. I will explain it that later, but generally in post 7.4 PEGA supporting the built-on application, so you do not need to create a framework for that. You can always create a component, and then you can build on your implementation application. You can build on top of that particular application. But if you would like to create a framework where you can keep all the reusable component, you can always go for that. But as part of this exercise, I'm going to go for implementation application. Now let's say organization, I'm going to give the XYZ as per our example, and division will be XYZ division, and unit will be XYZ unit. Now over here, there is an interesting thing that we need to focus as part of the create an application. Now, if you guys could see, there is an option called generate division layer, and the moment I check that on, so you see there is a layer called division, and there is another option called generate unit layer. Then the moment I see there will be another layer for the unit. Now it's basically how Pega creates the class. Like I told, let's say your organization has a business wherein you know your Pega application is going to be used for both insurance or banking purpose and all these things. And let's say if your organization has that capability or that expansion where they have multiple division, then based on that you can create. But having said that, if your organization doesn't have that, this division and unit name is mandatory. However, you do not need to generate any layer. You can keep them flat like organization and your application. So as part of this implementation, I'm going to go for a simple one. So let's move forward. So I hope you guys got a clear picture about how organization, division, and unit, and how you can generate the individual layer. So moving forward, what I'm gonna do is the application creation will be for an application with a record name. I would have done that before, so maybe that's the reason why it's showing that. So I'll just change the ID and that would do my job. So now over here, as you guys could see, so we have configured all the detail. Now next we'll go and create the application. It's gonna take a while because it will create a lot of stuff in the background. There are certain stuff which I'll be explaining one by one once the application will be created. So as you guys could see, the application has been created. Now, this is an opportunity where you can, create the operator. So, like people who are new to this Pega world, operators are not nothing but the login credentials which you use to log into Pega. Now, as part of creating an application, if you create an operator over here, it will be faster. So what I'm going to do is I'll just create for our testing purpose. I'm going to show how the operators are created. Note that Pega, I mean, if you create an operator over here, Pega mandates to give an email ID. Yeah, it just validate at the rate, but it doesn't validate any .com or something like that. Now, if you could see, this Cosmos author is nothing but an administrator access group. For people who are new, access group is nothing but I mean, the name itself indicate that it could access something. So basically, access group will make you access to that particular application. We will have a detailed video about access group in the coming phase, but at the moment, just consider that access group is something that you can access to that application. Without that, you cannot do that. Now, now we got an administrator, obviously, the one person who created, and then I have created this operator. Now, here is the password of that operator. You can always send an invitation. It will basically try to send an email to that particular person. You can do that. So for the timing, for in the interest of time, I'm gonna go ahead and create an app, and so I'll click on go to app. So now, as you could see, now if you could see this application name, my first application has already been created, and we are in App Studio. Which just a short note on this studio aspect. People who are new to my channel or people who are new to Pega, so we have got four different studio in Pega 8.6. One is App Studio, another one is Dev Studio, third one is Prediction Studio, and fourth one is your administrative studio. Now over here I'm gonna show you everything in mostly in the Dev Studio because that's what most professional use. Yeah, Pega recommends to use the App Studio in going forward, but yeah, at the moment for this video purpose, I'm gonna use the Dev Studio. Now that we have created the application, I wanted to show what all component has been created in the background. So if you guys could see, so obviously, undoubtedly, it will create an application. That's for sure. Now, Pega will also create a rule set and versions. So basically, what do you mean by rule set and version? Each and everything that we create in Pega is a rule, and it belongs to a rule set version. There are certain data instances. There are certain there are data instances which doesn't belongs to the version, but apart from the data instances, all the rule instances is belongs to a version. Now it creates an access group. Like I just explained you before, access group is nothing but uh, e- it's nothing but an access to the application. If and also it has got more feature. For example, it has got roles. It will help you to see the portal. There are a lot of things, but the main idea behind of access group is to make the operator open that particular application or access give access to that particular application. Now it will create classes depending on what you have chosen. For example, if you have chosen, I mean, definitely you would have chosen organization as that is mandatory. So it will create an organization class, which I'm going to show you soon. And then it will create division if you have chosen. If it will create unit if you have chosen, and it will obviously create the implementation class. So in the implementation class, it will basically create three different classes. One is data, another one is int, third one is work. The main difference between these three is like the work indicate, as the name indicates, it is meant to work on something, right? So basically all our case type and everything will be belongs to your work class. So basically work is nothing but to finish a work. Now for work you need data, right? So that's why Pega has got a data layer where you can have the data model and everything ready, which will be referenced from the work to process the work. So basically, data is a crucial aspect in Pega to process the work. Now, coming back to the int class, Pega recommends to go with the int class when there is an external integration. For example, you have an API integration, you have a let's say SOAP integration. Those kind of integration is where you can keep those rules inside the int class. So this is why this rule set and version, when I'm going to show you in a while, you will see there will be two rule set and two each rule set will have their versions. Now, apart from that, if you would remember that organization, division, and unit, although we didn't generate the layers, but it was mandatory. So yes, Pega, although you don't need to generate the layer, Pega recommends you to give those organization, division, and unit, which is mandatory. And last but not the least is the operator of the application. So for example, we have created one test at the rate xyz is the operator which will be created. Now let's straight away jump into the code or the personal edition, and let's try to understand more about this application. Now people those who do not know, you can always find the application on the top. That's your first entry. Now to see the application rule, what you need to do is you need to first open that application. So when you open that application, so what will happen is, so as you could see this application. Now this application first thing is built on themes cosmos. Why it is built on theme cosmos? Because theme cosmos, we have chosen the application type as theme cosmos. And if you see, this theme cosmos will be built on Pega platform. So this is how it works, right? So if you see Pega rules, so this is how the built-in application works, where you can define certain rules and you can add as built-in application. So you can reuse that those features that we have in that particular application. So that is why you have built-in application. And over here, the interesting fact is, if you have multiple application to reuse, you can add multiple application over here. So Pega supports that as well. Now there are certain things. There are a lot of things, obviously, in a particular case. In the interest of time and just to make everybody understand the key features rather than each and everything. So I'll just quickly go and explain you certain other things. For example, over here. So if you see, this is an application, right? Now each application will have an application rule set. Now over here, if you see, there are two rule sets. One is your application rule set and one is your application int rule set. One is your organization rule set. One is your organization int rule set. In this particular example, I have, if you guys remember, I haven't created the division layer. I haven't created the unit layer. I have just have the organization layer. I have the application, right? That's why you guys could see only two set of rules. One is your, this is your application, this is your organization. Now what is the difference between the normal my first and my first int? So like I just explained you before over here, now Pega has got different classes, right? I mean, for the implementation layer, it has got three classes: data, int, and work. Now data and work, every rule that you define in the data or work, it will be part of your normal rule, which is my first 0101. Now I'll explain why 0101 in a while. Now let's focus on my first int. So all the rules that will be belongs to this int class, now it will be belongs to my first int. Similarly xyz, so all the rules that, so similarly organization will have the same setup. Now organization will have int, organization will have data there, and organization will have the my first application. I'm going to show you that class structure in a while. Now now that you understood about this rule set and how to put this, what I'm going to do is, now this rule set you can open this. So if you see this is the crosshair, is what, if you see is, if you hover, it will open that particular rule. Now let me open that particular rule. So I'm gonna show you the versions of that. Now if you see that my, I have only got create, I mean as part of this creation of application, Pega has created one version for that particular rule set. Now this rule set version, if you could see, there are three sections. One is 01 hyphen 01 hyphen 01. This one is called patch, this one is called minor version, and this one is called major version. So basically it's a combination of major hyphen minor hyphen patch. Now why we have used in the application, why we have used only major hyphen minor. Now what we the reason behind is, let's say you can have multiple rule set over here. Let's say for example I have got my first 010101, my first 010102. Now I can have up to 99, so I can have 01 hyphen 01 hyphen 99, and I'll have certain rule set in each of the version, where I'll lock and save, and depending on the nature of the development I'll do that particular. But I have at least from 010101 to 010102 and 010199 I can have. Now to access all the rules for that particular rule set is why we have mentioned 0101. Now if I would have mentioned over here 010101, what it would do is, it would only go and try to see in this 9 rule. If you got 5 rule in 010102, it will not even bother to see, it will ignore basically. Now in a project where we work in a sprint or agile or waterfall, whatever model, we do periodic delivery, isn't it guys? So periodic delivery, what it does, it basically, we deliver something, then the tester will test, there will be a defect, and then we'll deliver something, or at least we deliver something in this sprint and we'll deliver something in the other sprint. So each time we deliver something will be that will be part of your version. That's how Pega does version control, right? So you need to make sure, depending on your nature of the project, but most likely you need to make sure that this one will always be major hyphen minor, so that it will have access to complete 010101 to 010199. Hope the rule set and rule set versions are clear at the moment for you guys. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna straight away go and make you guys understand about access group, right? So we covered application, we covered rule set and rule set version. Now we need to cover the access group. Now to cover the access group, I would take a minute to explain you about the operator, which is over here, right guys? So what I'll do is, let me go to operator section. So okay, I was using some shortcuts which I like, obviously it makes my life easier. So you can always come here over here and do a search all option, but just for this video and people who are new, I'm gonna go in a proper way. So if you go record and organization, and if you go click on this operator ID, so record explorer has contained all the records that you can see, and there's been they are been segregated based on their types. Now if you, for example, if I open operator ID, so if you could see, there are a couple of operators which I have created. Now in one of the operator is the one which I have used, right? Now I have created another operator called text at the rate xyz. Now if I go, so this is the operator profile, right? Now I'll just take 2 minutes to explain about operator profile on a very high level, so that you guys get a feel on what has been happened. Now this operator profile has got 4 tabs, obviously the profile, and work, security, and the history. Now, in the profile section, you have a lot of details like you can put a title, first name, XYZ, last name, ABC, something like that. You can put and everything. And now, in over here, you will have something called localization depending on where you belongs to. Like I'm from Sydney, Australia, so I would choose Australian time zone. Or if somebody is from America or somebody is from different region of the country, they can choose that. Now over here you can see something called access group. That is what the major thing which I wanted to explain you. But I will come back to this in 2 minutes. Before that, I'll just quickly show the work tab. In work tab, you have a lot of feature. For example, you can define your organization unit and division and unit and assign to that operator. Without that, operator cannot be saved. Now that I've created, it's in an automatic way. That's why you could see it has been created automatically. Now we'll have a lot of option wherein you can add skills, you can add a work queue, you can get the work from the work queue first, and you can merge multiple work queue. You have a lot of options over here in the work tab. Now in the security, as the name indicates, it's all about password, right guys? So for example, I can update the password, I can allow the rules checkout and all. So rule checkout is also another feature where we professional, I mean, when we actually do a PEGA application, it will be part of your rule set versions, right? And then when you do allow checkout, then we can do a lot of things and we can check in and we can give some comments. And also in real time, obviously you need to do this rule checkout option, but at the moment I don't care because I haven't done that as part of my rule set. So now what I can do, because I have created this newly, so what I'm going to do is I'll uncheck this one for force password change on the next login, and you can literally update the password over here. For example, for this user I can update the password as rules and rules, and I'll submit it and I'll save that one. So this is how you can access to the security tab. So I hope you guys have got a fair enough idea. Obviously, I'm not going in detail because this whole video is the intention behind this whole video is to create application and show the component. So that's why I'm not going the operator. I'm just giving you a high level picture on how this operator works so that you understand. This is what has been created as part of the application. Now coming back to the most awaiting moment about access group, right? So like I told, when you log in PEGA, you basically so for example, when I log in, I see my first application. Now when somebody else log in, they would see a different application. Obviously, if you guys log in, you would not see my first application, right? How it is determined? It is determined based on the access group. Now, what happened is you got the operator profile and you have this access group. Now, this access group belongs to an application. Now, you create an application that is what been referred in the access group. Now, if I open, so anything in PEGA, if you want to open, always go and click on the crosshair, which will open the particular rule. Now, if I open the access group of that particular rule, now what will happen in this access group? There are three sections. There are three sections in the definition tab. You got a lot of other tab which will go on a high level as part of this video. So the first one, which is the crucial one, is the application. This is how when I log in, I can see first application because my first application is being referred in the access group. Now if I open, if you guys could see, if I open, it opened my application. That's why as this user, for example, okay, what I'll do is let me open the operator that I am using so that it will give you a nice picture. So let's say this is the operator that I have used. Right now my operator is linked to my first author, the access group which is created as part of this application. Now, if I open that my first dot author, this is the same access group that has got. Now, this access group has got this application. That's why when I log in, I could see my first application. If you want to see other application, all you need to do is change this to, let's say if I change this to PEGA PRPC and save it, when I log off and log in, instead of my first application, I would choose, I would see PEGA PRPC, PEGA platform application. So that is how it works. Now this is the application. Now about this portal, okay, PEGA has many portals, right? So like so there are four portals which I've already told you: App Studio, and then Dev Studio, Prediction Studio, and also the Administrator Studio. So if you realize, just before when I log in or when I go to this app, if you see this I mean it came to PEGA App Studio, right? Now this is how it determines. So if I log in now, so if you guys see currently when I logged in, it went to Pega App Studio. Now what I'll do is I'll click on the developer portal. I'll save that access group. Now what I'll do is I'll go log off and log in. So if you would notice, now it will straight away go to the dev studio. So that is how. So if you see, it went to directly to Dev Studio. Earlier it was App Studio, right? So this is how your portal has been defined in the access group. Now, which portal basically a user would see? If you have a customized portal, you can add those portals, and so that user, when the user login, you can they can see those portals. Now over here it is all about roles. So for example, this is an administrator role. So these are the OOTB roles that Pega has created, and it has been automatically assigned to my first author administrator role. So if for example in your application you might have different access group where it has got different roles defined, right? So you can create those access roles, and you can assign them in as part of the particular access group. That is how your roles are defined. Now in the advanced tab there are many things, but on a very high level what it does is, so it will be assigned to a work pool. Work pool is nothing but the work class that we have created, right? Now basically what it does is, basically it will access all the work from that particular work class. Now you got some access control timeout, you can set the timeout and all these things. And this is something called production rule set. Basically it is another topic to discuss, but what it does is, in production, if there are certain changes that a business user wanted to do, obviously they cannot do if we have a locked rule set. So based on that, they need a unlocked rule set version, and that is called production rule set. Now design time configuration, you can have this my first application, and the version is 010101. One thing I wanted to tell you guys over here is a difference which I forgot. So if you see this application version is my first 010101. So application version is always followed by a dot. However, if you see this rule set version, the rule set version is always followed by hyphen. So never get confused between a rule set version and an application version. That is very crucial, right? Now I hope we have about this operator tab, it will just show you the list of operator that is belongs to this access group. And history tab, it will show you what all has been changed. Like I just changed about this changing the portal, that's why my operator ID name came into picture. So this is all about access group. Now I hope you guys got understanding about what access group is. Now coming back to the classes. Now classes is a very important aspect in Pega. So like people who are belongs to Java can relate to my statement that consider a class is just a house, right? I mean, people who are new, consider a class just an house, right? Now in your house you got TV, you got fridge, you got washing machine and all, right? So that is private to you, right? I can't just go and use it without your permission, right? At least I need to borrow that from you. Without that, if I'm gonna go and I'll be called by police, and then police gonna take me. So jokes apart, but yeah, so it's that your house, and you got all the stuff which you are only has ability to access them, right? Or rights to access them. So that is how class and the data works in Pega. Now every in Pega, if you go to the app explorer, you see those leaf structure, they are all called class, right? Now over here I would call this as my class xyz, my hyphen my first hyphen work is the class. Now like I told, when I create an application, what did I do? I actually have chosen only the organization, isn't it? Now, if you see, so I will try to traverse from organization class. So my first class is organization class, right? Now, in the organization class, you have data, you have framework, you have int, you have my first application. Now like I told, data and int is going to create for every classes, so that if you have integration which is reusable across the organization, you can put in this layer, right? That's why you got those classes. Now my first application is nothing but our implementation classes, right? So my first application has created three different classes again. Now if you expand that, it has got data, it has got int, it has got work, it has got UI pages. So on a very high level about UI pages is basically it is for the sole purpose of for the business user. When you're gonna create the section and all in the app studio, you can create those UI pages and you can reuse them. That's why this is a new class which Pega has created, but back in 7.4, which I have worked, it was not there. It has got only data and int and work there. So now I hope you got an idea about this one. So if you see Pega, when we created this application, Pega has created these many applications like XYZ application, XYZ class, data class. So if you see this XYZ, now if you see this leaf and underneath you got all these classes, right? That means they all belongs to XYZ classes. So that means XYZ has the right to use all the data that you create anywhere in these classes. However, if you create anything under this, then obviously int will not have access to that particular because they are in the same layer. So for example, if I create something under my first, so if you see int fw data, they are belongs to my first, they are belongs to the same level, right? So they will not have access. So this is our how you can define the class in the same level or different level. There is an inheritance concept, but again I just wanted to give you guys a very high level picture on how it works so that slowly you can understand. So I hope this is bit clear. Now let's move to the implementation class. Now it created XYZ. Now it created implementation class, right? Now in implementation class, if you could see, there are four classes which it created: data, int, UI pages, and work classes. Now, like I told, work classes are meant for doing the work. Data are meant to provide the data to finish the work. Int class are meant to do the external integration so that you can get the data to process the work. That is how you should remember, and that is how these three are differentiated. And UI pages, I'm gonna tell that in a later phase of our. I'll make another video of UI pages soon after this. Now, I hope you got the detail about the class structure and everything. So if you see what all we learn application, learn rule set and version, we learn access group, and we learn how the classes has been created. Now, this organization division unit, as you guys have already given the organization division unit, you can see them created in the record explorer, and you can expand organization, and here you will have organization, division, and organization unit. So basically what Pega does is Pega creates that organization. For example, like how I have created test, how I have created test div, and how I have created test division and test unit. So this is how it creates the organization and division. So I hope you guys got a flavor of how application works and what are the rules it creates behind the scene and what it does, and on a very overall picture. So I would like to obviously stop my video so that you guys will have a very high level, and I'm definitely gonna create a lot of videos on each and every section or each and every rules so that you'll have very in-depth knowledge about that. So probably I'll see you guys soon in my next video. If you guys like my video, please like my channel and subscribe my channel. Thank you guys. Have a good day.